Money invested in the market is like walking up a flight of stairs. But instead of moving up one step at a time, every third step you have to go back down 2 steps. Remember the story about the guy who was sentenced to an eternity of rolling the rock up the hill only to have it roll back down every time he got close to the top? Sound familiar? Using our protected growth planning, saving for retirement is like riding up an escalator. Nice, steady growth without any risk of ever falling down. Guaranteed. So stop trudging up the steps and hop on the worry-free, zero-risk escalator to retirement. Pick up the phone and call us now to receive your free Safe Money analysis. Call 1-866-901-CALL. That's 866-901-2255. You're listening to Safe Money Radio.
Welcome back to Safe Money Radio. We've been discussing safe money strategies that are working right here in Missouri and around the country. Let's talk about risk. That 4-letter word, risk. How can we really know the risk we take in investments? How can we measure the risk? As we talk about it, let me give you a phone number in case you want to call and find out more about this topic. Please call 866-901-CALL. That is 866-901-2255. All right. A very unique man, Nassim Taleb, has some compelling ideas on the subject of measuring risk. Nassim Taleb is a middle-aged man of Greek background from a prominent family in Lebanon and educated here in the United States. He's an author, scholar, mathematics professor, philosopher, senior Wall Street trader, and hedge fund manager, and expert on mathematical science. Did you get all that? That's quite a mouthful, isn't it? And saying that description hardly begins to describe him. Nassim Taleb is a formidable thinker, and when he speaks, he draws large crowds. His most famous books are The Hidden Role of Chance, Fooled by Randomness, and The Black Swan, The Impact of the Highly Improbable. Now, you will not need to run out and buy these books and read them cover to cover, although you could. Let me tell you what he has to say, because it has profound meaning for you and me, and profound impact on the ideas of the everyday investor. Nassim Taleb says, we all place too much weight on the odds that past events will repeat, when unrepeatable chance is a better explanation. Do you assume that the markets will continue to always go up, that any downturns are temporary, that bull markets continue forever? Or do you not even think about the risks? Either way, danger lies ahead. Taleb argues that the markets do not factor in risks that are not measurable, and that most of the really big events in our world are rare, unpredictable, and not measurable. These events, when they happen, usually have a significant downward impact on the investment markets. This is one of the very big reasons why we spend so much time encouraging you to get off that train and shift the risk to someone else. Shift the risk to whom? We work with billion-dollar companies that will take the risk off your shoulders and guarantee that you will never lose a penny of your investments. Guarantee you an annual return of up to 8% on a lifetime income account, and guarantee to pay you a lifetime income that you cannot live. Does that sound awfully good? Call us at 866-901-CALL and find out how it works. That's 866-901-CALL. Remember pensions? They're pretty much gone, so many people are struggling today to find a way to know, absolutely know, that they will have income as long as they live. Having billion-dollar companies willing to guarantee you a lifetime income provides a lot of comfort and relief. So, back to Nassim Taleb. Have you heard the term black swan event? That term is what Nassim Taleb calls those events that are rare and unpredictable. The term refers to a 17th century idea. Until the 1600s, it was an accepted truth that all swans are white. In fact, All swans are white had been used for a long time as the standard example of a scientific truth. The equivalent today might be the Earth rotates around the sun. Today we would call that an indisputable scientific truth, right? So what were the odds of seeing a black swan at that time? Impossible to calculate, but considered impossible until 1697, when explorers found black swans in Australia. Imagine that. They had a black swan event, finding black swans in Australia, when that was considered impossible. We had a big black swan event in 2001, didn't we? 9/11. And we are having many others these days. Earthquakes, volcanoes, terrorist strikes, and so on. The chances of black swan events today seem much higher than just a decade or two ago. And yet many people continue to invest as though the 25-year bull market of 82 to 2007 will continue forever, with no significant black swan events along the way. Doesn't that seem a bit odd? So let me ask you a question. How would you like a guaranteed first-year return of up to 13%, with 100% guaranteed safety from market declines and no taxes while your money compounds, and without the fees and charges normally associated with retirement accounts? Oh, and by the way, no market losses during black swan events. We offer all our listeners a free Safe Money information kit that could change your financial life for the better. Give us a call anytime at 866-901-CALL. That's 866-901-2255. Someone's available to answer your calls now or any day of the week. Be sure to mention that you would like a free copy of our 78-page Safe Money book, an insider's guide to safe money investing that will show you how to protect your money from fees and market downturns. You are learning today about black swan events, which can have significant downward market impact. When you call, we will show you how to take away that worry. If you can convert all or some of your current retirement savings into something that would never lose value in the marketplace and still realize gains from the market, would this be of interest to you? I would think so. How much of your money is currently in the market or is not earning as much as you would like it to? Are you happy with the amount of risk that you're taking? Do you really know the level of risk you're taking? I mean, the reality is the market goes up and the market goes down, even without black swan events. Ask yourself, can you really afford to have your life savings at risk with a risk that is impossible to measure? Let me ask you one more question. Do you know when the next black swan event is going to reduce your retirement money to half of what it is today? Do you know any investor that has a crystal ball to give them a heads up on terrorist attacks, corruption, natural disasters, or market crashes, or any other reason? If they are honest, they will tell you no. And if you are honest, you will admit that you don't know. I know I'm honest, and I will tell you I don't have a clue when any of these things are going to happen next. So if it is impossible to know, how is your retirement money safe in the market? A singer, Matt Kearney, has a song that says, "We are all just one phone call from our knees." The only thing certain about life is that it is not certain. The same is true for your retirement. One morning you wake up and flip on CNBC on the TV to find out all of the people that were telling you to risk your hard-earned retirement money didn't know anything. Your money's gone and nothing the day before told you about a black swan event. There is a better way. Our Safe Money programs ensure that our clients' accounts only continue to grow and never suffer market losses, putting to work what some call the eighth wonder of the world, the miracle of compounding. We offer all our listeners a free Safe Money. If you're serious about your financial future, give me a call, and together we'll get your retirement savings on the fast track to above average growth and safety. One of your biggest returns will be peace of mind. Thanks for listening. Until next time, at the same time, remember to stay safe so you can step into a secure future.
You You've been listening to Safe Money Radio, the program that helps keep your retirement funds growing and never losing, so you can have the retirement that you deserve. Be sure to join us again next week for another informative edition of Safe Money Radio. The preceding information does not represent tax, legal, or investment advice. Surrender charges apply to base contracts. Optional lifetime income benefit riders are used to calculate lifetime payments only and are not available for cash surrender or in a death benefit. Fees may apply. Guarantees are based on the financial strength and claims paying ability of the insurance company. No information presented today should be acted upon without meeting with a qualified and licensed professional. Obviously, by calling us now, you're just taking the first step towards protecting your retirement. It is important that you read all insurance contract disclosures carefully before making a purchase decision. Rates and returns mentioned on this program are subject to change without notice.
KFTK FM, Florissant, KFTK AM East St. Louis, K254CR St. Louis.
Powered by E3Wealth.com.
FM News Talk 97.1.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lisa Lacera. The FBI closing the book on the Hillary Clinton email investigation.
With the FBI Director James Comey sending yet another letter to Congress, this time saying that they've looked at the emails that were on Huma Abedin, Clinton's senior aide's husband's laptop, Anthony Weiner, and that they have found mostly duplicates, not any new classified information that they'd already seen, and essentially kissed it off and said that they're pretty much done with their investigation. They don't have anything else to report to Congress. That's not the kind of news that the Trump campaign was looking to hear.
Fox's Carl Cameron. Donald Trump speaking about the Comey letter for the first time tonight.
The investigations into her crimes will go on for a long, long time. The rank and file special agents at the FBI won't let her get away with her terrible crimes, including the deletion of 33,000 emails after receiving a congressional subpoena.
Trump in Sterling Heights, Michigan. Clinton campaign spokeswoman Jennifer Palmieri telling reporters they're glad the matter is resolved as Clinton campaign today in Cleveland.
This election really is about the future, and it's about your kids and grandkids and every child in this country that we hope will have their own shot at the American dream. They may not all become champion basketball players, but everybody should have the right to go as far as their hard work and talent will take them.
The Clintons will hold a rally tomorrow in Philly with President Obama and the First Lady. Authorities in South Carolina have found another body buried on the rural property where a woman was found chained in a metal container. The Spartanburg County Sheriff saying they're not even close to identifying those remains or a cause of death. You're listening to Fox News Radio, fair and balanced.
Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling. Weather.
The official FM News Talk 97.1 Weather Center forecast. Mainly clear and seasonably cool overnight, low 40 to 45. Your Sunday will be sunny to partly cloudy with a gorgeous afternoon, high 68. Clear skies Sunday night, low 44 to 48. Monday, nice, partly sunny with a warm afternoon, high 72. Clouds and sun Tuesday with a shower possible, high 66. Then Wednesday will be cooler. I'm meteorologist Frank Strait for FM News Talk 97.1.
Distinctive Diamonds celebrates our first anniversary with a huge 3-day, $20 million store-wide sale. This weekend, for 3 days only, you get the amazing value price Distinctive is known for. Plus, an extra 20% off virtually everything. Rings, earrings, pendants, bands, bracelets. It's our first sale ever, and the values are amazing. Plus, get 12 months zero-interest financing on any purchase. Don't miss it. This Friday, Saturday, and yes, even open Sunday. Huge store-wide savings at Distinctive Diamonds at City Place.
When I listen to Audible, I'm not cooking dinner for one. I'm on horseback, galloping across the Scottish moors towards my one true love. There, through the mist, I see my beloved, kilt flapping in the breeze. The fibers of his shirt struggle against his bulging muscles as he takes me from my horse and... my frittata!
Go to audible.com/act now, and your first download is free. Audible. Stories that surround you.
An important message from Medicare.
I found a better deal on prescriptions.
I found a new plan with lower costs. It's Medicare Open Enrollment. Have you compared plans yet? Who knows what you might find?
Check out your options at Medicare.gov or call 1-800-MEDICARE.
You never know unless you go.
Medicare Open Enrollment, October 15th through December 7th. Brought to you by the Department of Health and Human Services.
Spend an evening with the most stirring and powerful blend of rock and classical music ever heard. Trans-Siberian Orchestra's Ghosts of Christmas Eve, presented by Hallmark Channel. December 4th, 2 shows at Scott Trade Center. Buy your tickets now at livenation.com, the venue box office, and Ticketmaster. A portion of the proceeds benefits Shriners Hospitals for Children. Trans-Siberian Orchestra's Ghosts of Christmas Eve.
Some say Black Friday is the single biggest car buying day of the year. They were wrong. Because at Suntrup, the biggest Black Friday event in Suntrup Nissan history begins now.
Trade up at Suntrup.
Greg Suntrup here. We want to thank you for making Suntrup Nissan the #1 dealer in St. Louis last month. And we're going to do it again this month with Black Friday savings all month long. Lease a new Rogue or Altima for only $175 per month with 0 down. Or a new Sentra for only $129 a month with 0 down. With over 600 Nissans available, we have plenty of these units available. So come to South County or shop us online. We have great financing options for everyone. We want to approve you at Suntrup Nissan.
Call 314-892-8200.
With approved credit. Ultima model 13016. 2 or more at this price. Rogue model 22116. 2 or more at this price. Sentra model 12016. 2 or more at this price. Leases based on 36 month, 12,000 mile per year. Excludes tax, title, license, destination, and acquisition fees. Ranked #1 according to NNA DO6 October 2016 RDR report by Nissan Motors.
This guy, we have to close the deal.
Not equipped to be president.
Election 2016 happens right here.
I am sick and tired of the negative, dark.
She's totally unhinged. We don't want any of that.
We cannot take our eye off the ball here.
Complete coverage.
The fate of the world is teetering.
On FM News Talk 97.1.
Look at Hillary.
And 97.1talk.com.
Why does a group of people that always loses elections or tends to do lately, why do they call themselves the American people? Because do they still count blacks as three-fifths of a vote?
She believes government is the problem and the free market is going to save everything in America.
Stacy Washington. Stacy on the Right.
It's the equivalent of shooting fish in a barrel.
This is the Stacy on the Right Show.
Have some major breaking news right now. It appears that the FBI Director, James Comey, has just sent a new letter to Representative Jason Chaffetz, of course, of Utah. He's the House Chairman of the Oversight Committee. Here is the letter. Quote, based on our review, we have not changed our conclusions that we expressed in July with respect to Secretary Clinton. He is saying at the top of the letter, I write to supplement my October 28th, 2016 letter, which of course was a week ago Friday, that notified you that the FBI would be taking additional investigative steps with respect to the former Secretary of State Clinton's use of the personal email server. Since my letter, the one that a week ago on Friday sent this whole thing into a state of flux because in essence it felt like they were reopening the email investigation. Since my letter, the FBI investigative team has been, again, this is the letter from James Comey, has been working round the clock to process and review a large volume of emails from a device obtained in connection with an unrelated criminal investigation. During that process, we reviewed all the communications that were either to or from Hillary Clinton while she was Secretary of State. And as I just told you folks, based on our review, we have not changed our conclusions that we expressed in July with respect to Secretary Clinton. You may remember that what he expressed back in July was he would not recommend forwarding to the Attorney General Loretta Lynch for prosecution.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Stacy on the Right Show. If you are listening, awesome, because obviously I'm broadcasting to you right now. But what about if you wanted to watch the show? What if you wanted to see what's going on in here in the St. Louis affiliate of Fox News Radio's studios. What if you want to see that? Well, you can go to YouTube. The station has a YouTube page. It's the FM NewsTalk 97.1 YouTube page, and you can go there and watch the program. And there's, I see just... this time it's just me. Last week it was a picture of my producer's head and then my head. It was like the both of us, but now it's just me.
And I'll put that on the front on your page on the
97.1talk.com.
I will be doing that
Stacy
immediately.
Okay, so cool. So what do we have on deck tonight? Well, very fast-paced show because guess what? 3 years of Stacy on the Right. That's right. This is my 3-year anniversary show. Thank you. I'd like to give my thanks to the Academy and to my husband and the kids and the others. So I am going to say thanks in just a moment. But what do we have on the program tonight? Well, we have giveaways. If you go to my Instagram page or my Stacy on the Right Show page on Facebook, you will see all of the things we're giving away tonight. 2 T-shirts, 3 books by Phyllis Schlafly, The Conservative Case for Trump, and 2 sets of the hotly desired Stacy on the Right Show coasters. They're tiny mouse pads, but they have my logo on them, and they're perfect.
They're sweet.
They're so sweet. They're so cute and sweet. They're so sweet. If you watch cartoon movies, you know what that's from. So we are going to have that, 866-455-9797. If you want to weigh in on the program, the most important thing about tonight is that we are going to dispel this. There's a sense of malaise going on about what's happened, that announcement. You just heard the open to the show. We had that audio from Fox News earlier today where they talked about FBI Director Comey sending a letter over to, he sent it over to Congress, and it's basically like an addendum. They had the first addendum, now they have the second one. And the second one says, nothing more to be found. We spent 4 days around the clock going through 650,000 emails. Yeah, like we believe that. And that during the course of that, we found that there were only duplicates. So never mind that the criminality has already been proven. Never mind that that is impossible unless they devoted the resources of the entire FBI, and I seriously doubt if they did that. Never mind that at this point in the game, everyone knows she's guilty of, at minimum, improperly handling classified documents. At most, she's got a whole lot of stuff going on with the Clinton Foundation, and all of that is pay for play, which is a crime, like on the RICO level. But never mind all of that. I'm encouraging you. Let's do it now. This does not change anything. If you heard this show last Sunday night, if you heard any of my programs last week during the week, you know that this is a part of what is going on right now. This roller coaster, this horrible ride that we're stuck on. It's like a ride that won't stop. Every time you pull into the little station and you want to get off, you can't because there's something else you got to go through. Yes, that's until Tuesday. But if you know that you're for Trump, you're voting for Trump. You're going to vote for him. You're not going to be sad sack at work tomorrow. You're not going to be, laying down on your head on your desk or not going into work or calling in sick. You're going to go in there and you're going to do what you need to do. You're going to do what you need to do tonight. You're going to do what you need to do tomorrow night. You're going to carry on as planned because that's what you're going to do. That's the right thing to do in this situation. Not to be, obviously, you might feel anger because injustice causes people to be angry. Hillary Clinton will not escape the judgment because in the end, all things will be brought to light and every person will account for every word, every deed, every jot, every tittle. Every person will account. And she is a person, therefore she will be held to account as well. We all want to see justice done here on the earth while we're still alive. And for that reason, I say to you again, vote. Don't let anything stand in between you and that ballot box on Tuesday. That's your appointment for Tuesday. You probably have other things that you're going to go do. I know for our family, we have a huge schedule that day, but I'm voting. My husband's voting. And we're doing that for ourselves, for our children, and so that we can fulfill the highest office in the land, which is that of citizen. Citizens have the right to vote. So also, I want to make sure you understand and know that the Tony Katz of WIBC, Tony Katz in the morning or the morning show with Tony Katz. Why am I muffing that up? I hope he's not listening. Okay. So Tony Katz will be on after the next break. And then we have my old producer, Kane, who is actually really good friends with my current producer, Ken. And so we're going to have him come on just for a minute. We're just going to have a couple of light moments because I could have jam-packed this show with more proof and documentation of Hillary's lies, but this is my third anniversary show. And it's the third anniversary whether Hillary Clinton is elected on Tuesday or not. And yeah. So also we're giving away the PSA 380 auto push pins. I only have one set. So we'll go over the numbers for that. But right now, it's the coaster giveaway. If you'd like to be one of the people who gets a set of these really beautiful Stacy on the Right Show coasters, you need to be caller number 9 right now, 866-455-9797 or 314-969-9797. So let's go to the phones while we're seeing the callers come in. Hi, Mark. Welcome to Stacy on the Right.
How you doing, Stacy? I was just calling to see if you was going to apologize to me for you being wrong last week about the email situation. Like I told you, I said when people put out information, half truths about people, this is what happens. You know, when you don't have all your ducks in a row.
I'm sorry.
And you put out,
do you want to apologize to me for calling into my show and completely losing your stuffing over Hillary Clinton like she's your girlfriend? Do you want to apologize for that?
No, we're not.
Do you want to apologize for accusing me of uttering half-truths when I didn't write those stories? I was reporting on them. Do you want to apologize for that?
Listen to what I'm saying, Stacey.
No, you listened to me. Last week, you left the reservation. You went crazy. You were loco. Your voice was shaking, and you sounded like you were off your meds. All because Hillary Clinton had received an announcement or news that FBI Director Comey was looking back into the emails a second time, which is what I reported. I didn't make any half-truths. You accused me of all kinds of things that were untrue. And now you're calling and asking for an apology like a typical liberal?
Stacey,
I wonder what your wife goes through with you.
I was talking about Comey. I said,
I wonder what that's all about.
He put himself on the thumbs of the
Yeah. But let's just stay on topic. You accused me of lying on the air. That's why you got hung up on. So if anybody owes anybody an apology, I think you probably need to apologize to me. So here's how it works. You get to call in, and I get to take your calls if I want to. And if I don't want to talk to you, I do this. It's called a drop button. So what happens is, did you feel it coming on? It was like a tidal wave. Ooh, and then my finger went down. When you call the show, you have to call when you're fully medicated, if that's your thing, or you have to call when you're calm enough to have a conversation. If you call me and accuse me of all kinds of things, then don't then the next week call back and be like, you owe me an apology. No, I don't. Yes, you do. You said stuff last week about my girl Hillary that was untrue. And then I'm like, no, I didn't. And then you're like, yeah, you did. And then I'm like, no, I didn't. And you're like, yeah. And then you know what happens? I hang up. Okay. So this is not a show where I go around apologizing to people who insult me on the air. So let's launch off into the little bit. So 3 years. If you're turning into this show tonight for the first time, you're probably thinking, who is this broad? Well, I'm Stacy Washington, Christian, wife, mom, radio host, blogger, erstwhile purveyor of my thoughts on CNN and Fox Business, and occasionally Fox News. I'm also a spokesperson for the National Center, Project 21. It's a Black leadership network of which I am a part. And I'm a host here on this program every Sunday night from 7 to 9 p.m. I am also an Emmy-nominated television personality, and I'm a regular on Donnybrook and other PBS programs. And I've been on The Allman Report many times. And so how do we nutshell all of that? Well, we nutshell it by saying that after 6 years of being in politics in a kind of public way, and 3 years with my own program here, and now a month and a week with my own syndicated program on Urban Family Talk that airs at 2 p.m. Monday through Friday, not here in St. Louis, but it's syndicated in 5 other states, I have come to understand that some people are much more emotionally involved with the candidates than I am. Now, this time I have the luxury of having the candidate be Donald Trump, so I can't be emotionally involved with him because he wasn't my choice. But that being said, none of these candidates will ever know our names personally or spend time with us personally. And so that's why, as citizens, we have to view them as our employees. And so when I hear someone like Mark, God bless him, he's one of those people who, like some people I encountered earlier this week in person. I know people can be rude when they're online and they think, oh, nobody can touch me, no one knows who I am. So they threaten you. They send all kinds of horrible tweets your way. They'll even email horrible things, not understanding that their IP address is visible to me and that I can then turn their IP address over to the authorities if they threaten me. They never realize that until it's too late. But anyway, one of the things I realized this past week, because it hadn't occurred to me that by going on CNN, it would raise my profile to the degree that I would no longer be anonymous in St. Louis. And I encountered some people who'd seen me on CNN, and instead of them acting the way I am, when I see someone who's been on television, I don't go up there to that person and try to confront them about their views that they shared on TV. I usually just look and think, oh, wow, that's what you look like in person? Interesting. And I keep on going about my business, unless I'm a huge fan, and then I go up and I try to say hi. But if it was someone that I disagreed with, like let's say Al Sharpton or Joyanne Reed, and I saw them in person, I would not go up to them and try to confront them and let them know that I hate them and I wish they would die or something like that. Yet that's the experience I had in person this past week. I had the distinct feeling that if I didn't get my buns out of that place, I probably would have been in some kind of really nasty high schoolish type altercation. And it helped me to understand that some people think that when they're watching CNN, it's like listening to their minister. And when they leave or stop watching CNN, their mission is to go out and find anyone they saw on their television and try to, burn that person to the ground or try to make that person feel horrible for sharing their views on television. So I'm not going to stop sharing my views on television, but I got a new perspective on what CNN viewers are really like. And so it's not that serious, is what I'm saying to you. When you're on the radio or television or anything else, and you're interacting with someone, you're interacting with that person, that's only in that moment. That's all it is. It's nothing more. It's nothing less. You can't change someone's mind by getting angry with them, and you certainly can't change their mind by elevating your emotional level to a degree that the topic is no longer the subject. Your emotionality or your anger or your weird, whacked out need to confront someone whose head appeared on your television, that becomes the issue. And so it doesn't change anything. Your disagreement or agreement means nothing to me. I have something that I'm doing, and I'm going to keep doing it until that's not what I need to do anymore. And there isn't any way that any person meeting me in person is ever going to change that. So I'm grateful to be here on this program. I want to say a thank you on the air for posterity for my third year. I want to say thanks to John Beck, Jeff Allen, Jamie Allman, Dana Lash, Harley Lytle Kane, Tony Katz, Ken Williams, Andrew Stolz, Rachel Zimmerman, and everyone else. My husband, the kids, my inner circle of friends, my Bible study chicks. Thank you. Thank you so much for being with me, for supporting me, for taking me out to lunch, lifting me up, sending me flowers, sometimes listening to my ranting and raving, texting me at 4 o'clock in the morning. Thank you for all of it. And especially thank you to my family for putting up with me, basically turning our office at our house into a political 911 center. It's where all the videos get shot, and still having fun with it. Thank you to my husband and the kids. And so, and thank you to those of you who don't agree with me, but still listen. I appreciate you as well. So tonight on the show, besides the giveaways, because now we have left 2 T-shirts, 3 books, another set of coasters, and 1 set of Piasa Armory 380 auto push pins. We have the top Hillary Clinton lies. We have our interviews. We have the poll report. And we have the Second Amendment update, where we're going to talk about a gun tax that was enacted. I'm not sure if we covered it on the program, but Seattle doesn't want to tell you how much they've collected. This is like a peek into the future for us, so you don't want to miss that. That's an hour 2. So stay right there. When we get back, we will have Tony Katz with us. This is Stacy on the Right.
This is the Stacy on the Right Show.
Traffic reports at your fingertips. Real-time traffic online. Log on to 971talk.com for real-time traffic updates.
Brought to you by Frank Lita Acura. With 0.9% financing going on now. Can't beat a Lita. Online at litaacura.com.
Parents, is your son getting what he needs to succeed in high school or middle school? You know he has great potential, but he's just not achieving it. Missouri Military Academy offers a supportive environment and positive influence to give your son a strong foundation for college. At Missouri Military Academy, students live on campus and benefit from a structured learning environment that builds confidence, leadership skills, and strong study habits. Now enrolling for spring semester starting in January. Visit MissouriMilitaryAcademy.org and register for their December open house.
Things change, and that's a good thing. The kids head off to college and to the world and start paying their own bills for once. You and your wife get to know each other again. And that automotive labor of love you've never had time for, it's waiting in the garage. So change is good, but it brings questions, such as, what's your plan? Which brings us to the mutual fund store. We've joined forces with Financial Engines and changed our name. Now at Financial Engines, you still get the same personalized retirement plan from a trusted advisor, but now we also offer more tools, including more powerful research, to build a plan that helps you get where you want to go, no matter what's changing around you. The first step is to let us show you the power of a great plan and how Financial Engines can make that happen. Visit financialengines.com today.
This is Scott Shmula with Financial Engines in St. Louis. Let's talk about the financial goals that are important to you, and together we'll develop a plan to help make them happen. Call me at 855-229-1660 or visit financialengines.com.
The Monster Energy Supercross 2017 season is here. On race day, preparation turns into determination, and the world's greatest riders give it everything they've got.
It's all about going to battle, for you. You're the guy that lays it on the line.
I want to see all that heart you got. Here comes a gate drop.
Get tickets at participating Yamaha dealers and at Ticketmaster.com. Additional fees apply. Monster Energy Supercross, coming to the Dome at America Center April 1st.
I don't know about you, but I like having a clean car. Hey everybody, it's Mark Close, and taking care of me and my car is Rain Tunnel Express Car Wash. They have locations on both sides of the river. They're in and out 4 or 5 minutes. Your car is going to come out looking great. And by the way, and I get it, there's some great car washes around that'll run you upwards of $15 to $20. At Rain Tunnel Express, $6. That's right, $6. The car comes out looking great. You just ride right through the tunnel with it. The tires, the wheels look good. It dries. All the spots go away. They got great friendly kids working there. Real clean facility for $6. Now, if you buy the Money Saver card, it will lower the price of that car wash down to $5. You can afford to get your car washed every week for $5. It is the automaker's recommended wash. There's no brushes, only cloth, no scratching, coming out looking great. Rain Tunnel Express. For more info, please go to raintunnelexpress.com.
If you're thinking about buying a new furnace or air conditioner, now's the time. Because if you buy now, Jerry Kelly will install the best heating and cooling equipment on the planet. And if it snows on Christmas, Jerry Kelly will give your money back. All of it. The best equipment from the company you trust. And if it snows 2 inches on Christmas, it's all free. Free. The catch? You have to buy from Jerry Kelly by December 11th. Visit jerrykelly.com for all the details.
jerrykelly.com. If your business is looking to fulfill its goals of diversity and inclusion, Challenge Unlimited can help. This nonprofit organization develops collaborative partnerships with business, community, and government leaders to help people with disabilities learn new skills and earn a living wage. Let Challenge Unlimited help your business through customized programs that include staffing, custodial, groundskeeping, and other services. Quite simply, Challenge Unlimited provides independence through opportunity. Learn more at cuinc.org.
It took guts for Director Comey.
The president believes that Director Comey is a man of integrity.
Election 2016
Why in the world the FBI would decide to jump into an election
happens right here.
That's a good question.
We won't be distracted.
The American people can judge for themselves.
Complete coverage.
This is what life with the Clintons looks like.
On FM News Talk 97.1.
This is a critical election.
And 97.1talk.com.
Talk lines are open now at 314-969-9797 or 866-455-9797. This is Stacy on the Right.
That last week, because of Wienergate and the sexting scandal, the NYPD started investigating it. Through a subpoena, through a warrant, they searched his laptop and sure enough found those 650,000 emails they found way more stuff than just the more information pertaining to the inappropriate sexting the guy was doing. They found State Department emails. They found a lot of other really damning criminal information, including money laundering, including the fact that Hillary went to this sex island with convicted pedophile Jeffrey Epstein. Bill Clinton went there more than 20 times. Hillary Clinton went there at least 6 times. The amount of garbage that they found in these emails of criminal activity by Hillary, by her immediate circle, and even by other Democratic members of Congress was so disgusting. They gave it to the FBI, and they said, we're going to go public with this if you don't reopen the investigation and you don't do the right thing with timely indictments. I believe, I know, and this is from a very well-placed source of mine at 1PP, One Police Plaza in New York. The NYPD wanted to do a press conference announcing the warrants and the additional arrests they were making in this investigation, and they've gotten huge pushback to the point of coercion from the Justice Department, with the Justice Department threatening to charge someone that had been unrelated in the accidental heart attack death of Eric Garner, the guy almost 2 years ago. So that's the level of pushback the Obama Justice Department is doing against actually seeking justice in these email and other related criminal matters.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the show, 866-455-9797. And it's my pleasure to welcome Tony Katz, who is the morning show host in WIBC in Indianapolis, which is a sister station to 97.1, all owned by MS Communications. Hey, Tony, welcome to the show.
Is this Tony or Mark?
I'm
Mark. I just want to say happy anniversary to you on your 3rd year.
Thank you.
You mean a lot to my household, Miss Stacy.
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
And I'll talk to you again next week.
Okay. Talk to you soon. Okay, so 3 years and I still can't work the buttons. Hey, Tony, welcome to the show.
It doesn't matter. Buttons are, they're oppressive and they're sexist.
Racial.
A world without buttons is a better world. Lena Dunham is right. Buttons are the patriarchy. And down with the buttons.
Down with all buttons. So how are you?
Me, I'm wonderful. Given the world in which we live, and this, you played this thing about, all we know about Anthony Weiner and his computer, and 650,000 emails, and all the things that we're finding out. And then Comey says, "Oh yeah, I still wouldn't press charges. I still wouldn't recommend charges." But there it is. This is farce. I have seen Salvador Dali paintings that are easier to follow than this election cycle.
Yeah, I think one of the things that's really frustrating people, and I'm seeing it in comments online and stuff like that, is people are just waiting for what has happened in the past is, when Jay Ashcroft was John Ashcroft was our attorney general, he would prosecute people. I mean, he would just rain down indictments, and we would see that coming out of Washington, D.C., and we knew that justice was blind. And it seems as if someone ripped justice off and replaced her with a Democrat, and it's a raging Democrat who can't see anything wrong with what Hillary Clinton's been doing. And people are still going to jail for doing exactly the same thing on almost a monthly basis.
Yeah, I mean, your point is very valid that Loretta Lynch is compromised, and Loretta Lynch has proven to be indecent. Of this, there is no doubt, and people who think that Loretta Lynch has somehow served the country well, that's what happens when you put your ideology in front of your humanity. It clouds you, and it makes you really a suspect as a person. But we shouldn't go around thinking that somehow James Comey has done us all a favor. James Comey made a mistake in the beginning. Then James Comey went into a covered your you-know-what situation with letting the information forward, and has now gone into another cover your you-know-what situation by saying he wouldn't recommend any charges. It's what he's done to the FBI. Never mind the fact that Loretta Lynch is compromised. No matter that she's bad, that she she has failed at her task, that she's an ideologue first, that justice is a meaningless concept unless it fits the rigid ideology that is Loretta Lynch, and that rigid ideology, by the way, is one you should never even allow into your home. James Comey has failed the FBI. Never mind just failing America. He's failed the FBI as far as I see it. And it's going to take them, if they can even do it, years to get back the trust of Americans. And that's the disintegration of institutions, the FBI and the Department of Justice, since the early days of 2009 under Eric Holder. It's just horrific to watch. It really is. It should pain people.
It should. And then there was the reporting last week out on the UK Daily Mail where they talked about the dynamics going on. There's some insider reporting about FBI Director Comey, people not talking to him, others at his level and just below him, department heads not returning his greetings, and a stack of resignation letters on his desk. And I think one of the things that I found most telling about the story was that even his wife was, it seems like there's no one around him who understands what he's doing. Yet it was a redeeming moment last Friday because it looked like he'd returned to just doing his job. And now here we have this announcement 2 days before the election that 650,000 emails have somehow been raked through in like 4 days or something. And
right.
That they're only duplicates, which is not at all what was said last week. And WikiLeaks is also providing us with an insider peek that he seems to be completely oblivious to.
Yeah, when the State Department emails had to be gone through, the State Department told us that by the time they went through all the emails, if I remember the story right, it was going to be past 2020. For all I know, it's going to take years and years and years to get through all the emails. And somehow 650,000 emails, he basically had a couple of Red Bulls, and he got through it in one night. It was like he was finishing the second edition of 50 Shades of Grey. He was going to get through it no matter what happened. I don't know how to properly explain this to anybody. I don't know where the moral of the story is. Does he in his head think, well, at least he's dropped this information about Hillary, and it certainly made a difference to some tightening holes that were already tightened before this information came out there. I don't know. I don't know if that's how he somehow justifies it in his head. But we've now seen, and we've now lived through in our America, two situations where we have had people who have had an opportunity to put an end to tyranny. And it's Supreme Court Chief Justice John Roberts, who had a chance to put an end to tyranny with Obamacare. And it was James Comey who had a chance to say, to Loretta Lynch, whoa, don't you tell me you'll take the recommendations of the FBI. The FBI isn't in the business of giving recommendations, but as long as you ask, we're finding a lot of information here, and we hope the Justice Department takes this seriously. That's their job. But he then decided to fall on the sword and say no reasonable prosecutor would bring something against Hillary Clinton, thus ending it and giving her the line of lines. We have seen this now at the beginning of a presidency and an end of a presidency, and what two horrific bookmarks these are. Bookends, I should say. Bookends would be the better word.
Yeah, bookends. You really sum that up, because I think in the throes of this moment, there's so much thrashing around, so much information, so much. There's an emotional level that, it's unprecedented, and it's everywhere. It's inescapable. And it's as if we see something breaking, and some of us are trying to stop it from breaking, and others are just gleefully popping in the popcorn and candy and egging it on. And so to bring Obamacare back to memory, and Justice Roberts, enshrining that monstrosity of a travesty into law, it does create a sense that no truer words have been spoken than when President Barack Obama said he would fundamentally transform this country. He's broken our health care, and he's now smashing the FBI on a boulder. Never to be repaired, because when you say it'll take a few years to bring it back, the respect, I don't know. There's some people, you know how it is with some Americans. They'll never let this go. And rightly so. I don't think it's wrong that people will hold this against not just FBI Director Comey and Barack Obama, but everyone who's in charge at this moment, culpable.
And it's exactly that, Stacy, exactly that thesis that explains why Donald Trump is still so close in this race. It shouldn't be. None of it makes sense. Yet here we are. And the reason is when you dig a little bit deeper, when you dig past the people who want to claim that all that support is just white nationalists, and when you want to dig past the idea that all that support is, anger, in the end result, there are people there who are saying, I can't trust these institutions, so might as well bring in a guy who will blow it all up. Now, I am not a guy who ever wanted Trump to be my nominee. I had a lot of people before him. I've also never been in the Never Trump movement because I'm not so mad at a majority of Trump supporters who have been, lied to by their representatives for years and years. And they're like, okay, if nothing else is going to work, let's try and blow the mother up and see what happens.
It's so difficult not to understand. It takes a lot of work not to understand the phenomenon that's going on here. I mean, you have to be blind and inside a cave and everything else.
Now, to make the argument that Trump isn't conservative, allow me to make the argument. He's not a conservative. There, the case has been made. But the conservative does not look at the world the way they wish it was. The conservative, if the conservative is honest, looks at the world the way it is. And what can they do about that and within that and work through that? I am not a guy who's, I'm not in the idol worship business, right? So I don't look at Donald Trump as the idol and say, the savior of our time. I look at my realities and say, with Hillary Clinton, I have absolutely no chance whatsoever of getting anything I want. But with Donald Trump, I have a 50-50 chance on near everything. What the hell? And that is, by the way, I'm not saying that that's a dream scenario. I am saying that it is the scenario. And this is why Trump is still around. And when we talk about the FBI, and I did, maybe it'll take years, maybe it won't. When you talk about the people who are never going to trust, I think they're saying to themselves, if a guy like Trump is in there, he'll blow it all up, or he'll change it around, or he'll get the right people in there, and then they will trust it again. And I think that's why, one of the reasons why, his numbers are still I can't even begin to understand how close in some places. I think Hillary still has an edge. I think Hillary still has certainly an edge going into election night. Not because I believe every poll, but because you can certainly taste some trends that are going on, and those battleground states are real states. But everything is possible, and I'm going to be watching just like you. I don't believe a pundit. I don't believe in anybody. I'll wait for the results. Thank you very much.
As will I. Well, thank you so much for coming on for my 3rd anniversary show. I had to weigh in with you, sir. Thank you very much for coming on.
You're my favorite. Thank you.
All right. So I'll talk to you again soon. Thank you so much. That's Tony Katz, WIBC, WIBC.com, and at Tony Katz on Twitter. Thanks so much. Okay, we'll be right back, and we'll have Kane and more. Stay right there.
This is the Stacy on the Right Show.
If you stream FM NewsTalk 97.1 on your phone, you know data and battery are precious. Use Next Radio to save both. It's an FM tuner in your phone. Learn more at 971talk.com/nextradio.
This is an alert from the basement experts at Midwest Basement Tech. Did you know that if you've had a sump pump installed when your home was built or previously waterproofed, it should be serviced yearly? That's where all the water ends up, and it's the key element in keeping your basement dry. Protect your basement against unexpected flooding, and if you don't have backup protection against power outages, they carry a full line of backups. The technicians at Midwest Basement Tech can service your sump pump and correct any type of water or foundation problem you may have. Don't wait until your basement floods. Call now to schedule your basement service before the unexpected happens. Serving both sides of the river for 35 years. In Illinois, call 618-372-7077. In Missouri, call 314-731-4644. Or see them on the web at MidwestBasementTech.com. Call now and save 10% on your first service with Midwest Basement Tech.
All the fuss about Britain's decision to leave the European Union is a good example of how focusing on the wrong things can doom your retirement. Yes, we're going to see some increased market volatility, but that's okay if you have a good long-term investment strategy. Steve All and Mel Brandon at the All Financial Group understand how stressful it can be, seeing the financial pundits trying to outdo one another with their doom and gloom predictions. And that's why they try to help you take the emotion out of investing by helping you understand how much risk you're taking with your retirement portfolio. The All Financial Group can also show you strategies to help protect your retirement nest egg even in an uncertain market. Find out more. Call the All Financial Group at 636-230-8824 for a portfolio stress test. That's 636-230-8824 or visit yourmoneymattersstl.com. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Wealth Advisors, Inc. By contacting us, you may be provided with information about insurance products, including annuities. Licensed in Missouri and Illinois.
Are you putting your money into an IRA, pension, or 401k? Then I hope you're prepared to lose 30, 40, 50% or more of your retirement savings, because it's not a question of if the market crashes again. It's a question of when. It's going to happen. Did you know there is a way you can protect and grow your wealth safely and predictably every single year? The people using this approach didn't lose a penny when the market crashed in 2000 or 2008, and they won't lose a penny in the next crash. In fact, their money will continue to grow safely year in and year out, even when stocks, real estate, and other investments tumble. A free report detailing this savings program is now available. This free report shows how you can get guaranteed growth, safety, and wealth-building power without risking your retirement in the Wall Street casino. This is the best way to have a 100% secure retirement. It far outperforms any IRA or 401k. To get this free report, visit bankonyourself.com. That's bankonyourself.com. Bankonyourself.com.
Thank you for making Suntrup Kia the top choice in St. Louis. Now it's our turn to pass the savings on to you. Make no payments for 5 full months, plus 0% financing for up to 66 months on select models, like the 2017 Kia Sorento.
Trade up for Suntrup.
The 2016 Forte or Kia Soul for only $99 a month. It's the highest ranked compact vehicle in initial quality. Drive one home for just $99 a month on a lease or buy for $12,995. We have financing options for everyone. We can get you approved today. Trade up at Suntrup Kia for a new Kia today during the holidays on us sales event. Make no payments for 5 full months plus 0% APR financing for 66 months. Suntrup Kia is a win-win for St. Louis.
In South County or centrally located on Manchester Road. Approved credit, lease 36-month lease with $24.99 due at signing, plus tax license acquisition fees, 0 security deposit, negative equity applied to new loan. Payment includes all available factory rebates. No payments and 0% APR through KMFC. For J.D. Power award information, visit jdpower.com. Offers not in combination, expires end of month.
The Mark Cox Show.
Monday is election eve. We'll talk about the latest polls. We'll talk to Congresswoman Ann Wagner and the latest on the jobs numbers.
Now weekdays noon to 3 on FM News Talk 97.1.
Talk lines are open now at 314-969-9797 or 866-455-9797. This is Stacy on the Right.
Casting guru Nate Silver. Nate, thanks for coming in. So you made your bones in 2008, 2012, nailed the election for Barack Obama. Like everyone else, you missed Donald Trump in the primary. So where does your forecast have the race right now?
So we show about a 3-point lead nationally for Clinton, and she's about a 2-to-1 favorite. The Electoral College math is actually less solid for Clinton than it was for Obama 4 years ago, where 4 years ago we had Obama ahead in states totaling 320-some electoral votes. Clinton has about 270, so she's one state away from potentially losing the Electoral College. You'd rather be in her shoes than Donald Trump's, but it's not a terribly safe position.
Yeah, you give her about a 65.7 chance to win. Now, this is the question I want to get to, though, because you say she has, according to your polling analysis, about a 3-point lead. That was about where President Obama was the Sunday before the election 4 years ago. Yet, and I want to put this up on the board right now, at that time you showed that he had an 85.1% chance of winning. So why the contrast right there?
So Clinton's a lot weaker in the Midwest, where 4 years ago President Obama was leading in Ohio by 4 points. Clinton's probably a couple of points behind there. Iowa, maybe the best poll in the country. The Des Moines Register poll showed her down 7 points in Iowa, a state she'll probably lose. So the demographics of Clinton don't actually work as well when you underperform among white non-college voters. That's a good
even
group for
though
Donald
the
Trump.
national polling is about the same.
Even though, but it's contested in the Electoral College, and her Electoral College polling in the swing states is a little bit weaker than Obama's. So in some sense, it's a deceptively large or small lead for Clinton in some ways, whereas Obama actually had a bigger lead electorally than you'd think.
Hey, everybody, welcome back to Stacy on the Right. You know, I just think it's so interesting to listen to Nate Silver of 538 blog talk about the differences in this race on the left compared to the differences in 2012, especially since, as he said, Barack Obama had 49% and Hillary has not yet even come close to cracking that number. It's an amazing phenomenon to see, and you can't blame it on Stein or the other one. You can't blame it on those two. This is about the candidates themselves and their presentation. But we'll discuss that some more later. Let's see if I can work these buttons. Hey, Kane, welcome to Stacy on the Right.
Hey, Stacy, how are you?
I'm doing great. It's my third anniversary show.
I know. Happy anniversary. And by the way, you just heard Nate Silver. I would trust what Nate Silver has to say about, the polling right now and what the outcomes could be, because like that soundbite said, he did nail it in 2008 and 2012. Wasn't off by much at all, but all of his predictions were right on. So thumbs up on that information. That's good stuff.
I thought it was really good, too. And not because it was a little more optimistic for Trump, but because he actually had supporting data to explain the methodology that he used. And he actually had a really good response to the questioners saying, well, what about, these other polls? He had a really, he actually didn't really say they're wrong. He just said, I would question the methodology behind it, which is a much more powerful statement.
Bottom line is he knows his stuff.
So how goes it down in the land of the free, home of the brave, my birth state, Texas?
Yes, Texas is a fantastic state to be. I'm hearing it's seceding from the union. Is that true? I had no idea.
I got to get down there if y'all secede. I got to get in.
If it does, I'm fine with it. It's okay. Things are moving and shaking down in Dallas. Lots of growth with the show I'm working with, and so everything's great. Every now and again get to visit St. Louis and get to hear the stations in St. Louis and get some of the information that you guys are delineating out, especially during the weekend news cycle, because I think that's why your show on Sunday night is so important, because people don't understand how much news is intentionally chewed up in the weekend news cycle. And it takes a show like yours to be live every Sunday night to be that trap to catch some of that important stuff that happens before you get to work on Monday. So you have some things to talk to educate your coworkers about, I should say.
Yeah.
But and it's telling that your third anniversary, we're up on it right now. I mean, you've been solid since the beginning, and so my congratulations go out to you. I was going to sing like that Tony song. Can Ken pull that up? Is Ken able to pull up that Tony song, that anniversary song?
Oh, It's Your Anniversary by Tony. That's such a good song. Okay, so listen. Yeah. So you were the producer extraordinaire for the Stacy on the Right show, and you've since moved on. You've spread your wings and lifted up like a phoenix for a good flight, not just going upwards, but a steady flight.
Completely different than Midter's wind beneath my wing.
Yes.
Nothing like that.
Right. So you're doing that. We're into our third year here, and Ken has settled in so beautifully. I have to say that because it was you were my producer, and then when you realized that you were moving on, instead of leaving me in the lurch, you found someone that you trusted, and you replaced yourself. And it's been such a great thing for me, because it's hard enough to, I'm not a natural broadcaster, as in went to broadcasting school, done this for 10 or 15 years. And so the prospect, we had many conversations of you leaving and me kind of just having some nothing in here. It was so terrifying. And now we see that you did such a great job just replacing yourself. So I had to say thank you on the air for that. And
I thank you, Kane.
Yeah.
You're too sweet. And Ken, of course, Ken, I love you.
I love you too, bro.
Ken's been a great friend for a long time and confident. And I really do trust his radio instincts, you know what I mean? Because it's important to have somebody.
You hear that? That's your doing.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
his first anniversary will be coming up in April this next year.
Yeah.
That's right. Lots of milestones. Yeah, it's been a very tumultuous year, but now that everything's settling, the dust has settled, it's worked out well. And I'm glad that you grow a lot when you have extreme change, and especially you start off, you have one or two changes, the next thing you do, you look up, everything's changed. You're like, well, what's the same still? Well, we survived it. We weren't sandblasted. We still have all of our skin, and we're doing fine. And
That's
so
right.
we made it through it all. And now all we have to do, Kane, is make it from here Sunday night to Wednesday morning.
Oh, man. Yeah, no kidding. Now,
Right.
what are your plans for your show on the Sunday following the election? Because obviously you got to wait till the outcome, but it's kind of like, geez, now what?
Well,
What do we do
I'll be
now?
glad to get back to some regular news. We'll be still covering whatever WikiLeaks issues this week. I'll have actually some of the newly elected candidates. I'm hoping to have a couple of them on, the local Missourians, to talk about what their plans are, especially those who are going to be here in the state of Missouri. I'm hoping Roy Blunt wins and keeps his Senate seat. And so we're going to have a couple of interviews, and then the rest of the show will just be, we can't let up off the gas off of Hillary Clinton. Whether she wins or loses, next week's show, we have to talk about whatever new revelations there are, because Kane, she can't get away with this stuff. I mean, she can't. It's just too much stuff. She's pushed it over the edge now. It's too much.
Well, what I would suggest is maybe dedicating after the election to just doomsday prepping. I think that's probably
doomsday?
a smart idea. Yeah, just prep for doomsday.
If it's Hillary, we probably will have a new segment on the Stacy on the Right show called Prepping for the Apocalypse, because it's here.
Right,
yeah.
Post 2016. That sweet meteor of death. What does that tell them? The sweet meteor of death. What everyone wants.
That could be a nice segment.
It could be. Could be fantastic. Yeah. I think when how it is when you're punch drunk, it's like babies or toddlers when they're so tired, they basically, you could tell them anything at that point. You could tell a toddler, let's throw away all your stuffed animals, and they'll be like, yeah, okay, mama, because they're just so tired. I'm getting to that point. Not that I can't function, but on the political side, if I read one more story about like soul cooking, it's like the stuff's so bizarre. It's that's where we are right now.
We now have a category called ecosexual. So look that up. It's,
No.
pretty interesting.
Is this like the bagels that you taught me about? Oh my.
No, not at all. They want you, and they're counting on you being tired enough to They'll never do it. They'll never give in. Never comply. Always fight. Don't get too tired.
Well, I'm not too tired, but I am ready for this thing to be over. On Tuesday it will be here. Welcome here. Well, I want to say thank you so much for helping to launch the Stacy on the Right show and set us on such a great path. And we are so proud of you going on to the Dana show and doing television and radio now, and helping with the affiliate work, and just so much. You know what I think? We've lost Kane, but he did get to hear me say thank you. I have to say thanks to him, because there were many, many, many times in here in the studio where he coached me through and helped me to get to this place as a radio host. So it's been fantastic working with him. And he's driving back to Texas from St. Louis, so he probably hit a dead spot. So anyway, when we get back in the second hour, we'll catch up with the show sheet by doing the poll report. That's what we'll do when we get back. And then the rest of the show, because I'm at 5650. Yeah, so we're all out of time. When we get back, we'll have hour 2. Stay right there. Oh, and more giveaways.
This is the Stacy on the Right show.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this corner, cheap replacement windows. And in this corner, Wilkie Window and Door.
If you're trying to fight the high cost of quality, durable replacement windows, look to Wilkie Window and Door. Wilkie beats the competition from the discounters with the 400 Series Woodwright, Anderson Windows' finest replacement window. American-made Andersen Woodwright windows come with standard high-performance low E4 glass that makes this Wilkie window from Andersen best in class. Visit the Wilkie Window and Door showrooms in Shiloh and Fenton. Find out now how you can get top-quality Andersen windows from Wilkie Window and Door. We never use high-pressure tactics. We offer premium windows at prices that'll knock you out. Get Wilkie's bottom line pricing now. Visit us online at wilkiewindow.com. That's wilkiewindow.com.
The best time to buy jewelry is this weekend because Distinctive Diamonds is having an unprecedented 3-day store-wide sale with huge savings across the board. Your first ever chance to get Distinctive's already super low price plus an extra 20% off virtually everything. Rings, pendants, bracelets, colored gemstones, eternity bands, diamond earrings, plus get 12 months zero interest financing. This weekend, Friday, Saturday, and even open on Sunday for this. 3 days of extra savings store-wide at Distinctive Diamonds, City Place, Olive and 270.
When I listen to Audible, I'm not cooking dinner for one. I'm on horseback, galloping across the Scottish moors towards my one true love. There, through the mist, I see my beloved, kilt flapping in the breeze. The fibers of his shirt struggle against his bulging muscles as he takes me from my horse and... my frittata!
Go to audible.com/act now, and your first download is free. Audible. Stories that surround you.
An important message from Medicare.
I found a better deal on prescriptions.
I found a new plan with lower costs.
It's Medicare Open Enrollment. Have you compared plans yet? Who knows what you might find?
Check out your options at Medicare.gov or call 1-800-MEDICARE.
You never know unless you go.
Medicare Open Enrollment, October 15th through December 7th. Brought to you by the Department of Health and Human Services.
Spend an evening with the most stirring and powerful blend of rock and classical music ever heard. Trans-Siberian Orchestra's Ghosts of Christmas Eve, presented by Hallmark Channel. December 4th, 2 shows at Scott Trade Center. Buy your tickets now at livenation.com, the venue box office, and Ticketmaster. A portion of the proceeds benefits Shriners Hospitals for Children. Trans-Siberian
KFTK FM Florissant, KFTK AM East St. Louis, K254CR St. Louis. Powered by Window World. FM News Talk 97.1.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lisa Lacera.
We are going to win the great state of Michigan, and we are going to win back the White House.
Donald Trump with the final push for votes, and Trump commenting for the first time on the letter today sent by FBI Director James Comey, which essentially closes the book on the FBI's investigation into Hillary Clinton's emails.
Hillary Clinton is guilty. She knows it. The FBI knows it. The people know it. And now it's up to the American people to deliver justice at the ballot box on November 8th. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable what she gets away with.
Comey telling Congress nothing new was found. Trump saying the FBI can't review 650,000 emails in 8 days. Clinton spokeswoman Jennifer Palmieri telling reporters they're glad the matter was resolved. Clinton was in Philly this morning telling the crowd,
"This election is about doing everything we can to stop the movement to destroy President Obama's legacy."
Clinton in New Hampshire this hour with a big rally planned back in Philly tomorrow with husband former President Bill Clinton and President Obama and First Lady Michelle. The average price of gas up a penny to $2.26 a gallon, in part due to the 23 cents a gallon gas tax hike in New Jersey.
It's an interesting... It's a little bit more than coincidence that the price goes up approximately the amount that New Jersey brought up the national average tax.
Analyst Trilby Lundberg with the Lundberg Survey. The Pentagon identifying 3 soldiers killed in a shooting this week outside a military base in Jordan. 27-year-old Staff Sergeant Matthew Llewellyn of Lawrence, Kansas, Staff Sergeant Kevin McEnroe of Tucson, Arizona, and 27-year-old Staff Sergeant James Moriarty of Kerrville, Kansas, died Friday when their convoy came under fire as it entered Jordanian military base. Fox News Radio, fair and balanced.
Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling. Weather.
The official FM News Talk 97.1 Weather Center forecast. Mainly clear and seasonably cool overnight, low 40 to 45. Your Sunday will be sunny to partly cloudy with a gorgeous afternoon, high 68. Clear skies Sunday night, low 44 to 48. Monday, nice, partly sunny with a warm afternoon, high 72. Clouds and sun Tuesday with a shower possible, high 66. Then Wednesday will be cooler. I'm meteorologist Frank Strait for FM News Talk 97.1.
Some say Black Friday is the single biggest car buying day of the year. They were wrong. Because at Suntrup, the biggest Black Friday event in Suntrup Nissan history begins now.
Trade up at Suntrup.
Greg Suntrup here. We want to thank you for making Suntrup Nissan the #1 dealer in St. Louis last month. And we're going to do it again this month with Black Friday savings all month long. Lease a new Rogue or Altima for only $175 per month with 0 down. Or a new Sentra for only $129 a month with 0 down. With over 600 Nissans available, we have plenty of these units available. So come to South County or shop us online. We have great financing options for everyone. We want to approve you at Suntrup Nissan.
Call 314-892-8200.
With approved credit. Altima model 13016. 2 or more at this price. Rogue model 22116. 2 or more at this price. Sentra model 12016. 2 or more at this price. Leases based on 36-month, 12,000 mile per year. Excludes tax, title, license, destination, and acquisition fees. Ranked #1 according to NNA DO6 October 2016 RDR report by Nissan Motors.
Monster Jam. Hear the roar, feel the rush, and be there as they tear it up. Where the only thing bigger than the trucks is the air they catch. See Gravedigger, Max T, El Toro Loco, and more. Don't miss this live event that's part sport, part entertainment, and pure adrenaline. Lock in your seats early. Tickets are on sale now. Monster Jam, coming to the Dome at the America Center, December 3rd. Buy your tickets at monsterjam.com.
Do you know a lot about beer? Well, it's time for Sam Adams Know Your Beer. Not all hops taste the same. American hops. They're piney, citrusy, like a lumberjack chopping grapefruit. German hops. They're floral and spicy, a beautiful bouquet with thorns. Ow. English hops. Earthy and delicate, a beer lover's cup of tea. Whatever hops you like, from Rebel IPA to Boston Lager, Sam Adams is crafting a brew for you.
Boston Beer Company, Boston, Mass. Savor responsibly.
Hey there. Oh, well, sorry to interrupt your favorite radio show and all, but this is a very important message. Now, I've heard you say you like the show. Out loud, even. Maybe you should download the Next Radio app. Then you can listen to the show wherever you want, right on your phone. So when you pull into the parking lot at work and the DJs are about to do that really funny bit, that thing you hate to miss, and you don't want to get out of the car, but you have to, and if you sit in the car, you'll be late and maybe in trouble with your boss. Well, that have a laugh or be late and maybe in trouble with your boss thing, it totally disappears. Yeah. Just go to the Google Play Store and download the Next Radio app. Then you can park your car, not be late, and never miss that funny radio thing. And your boss? He thinks you're golden. Download the Next Radio app on your Samsung Galaxy S7, S7 Edge, or Note 7 smartphone. Works on every wireless carrier. Yeah, every single one of them. Next Radio, live and local, wherever you go.
How can Hillary manage this country when she can't even manage her email?
Election 2016
We gotta make sure that we get everybody out to vote.
happens right here.
The choice is yours.
This is it.
This is it. The most important election.
Real change. Never been anything like this.
Complete coverage
Are you ready to vote?
on FM News Talk 97.1
It's all just the beginning.
We are not going to give up.
and 97.1talk.com.
Why does a group of people that always loses elections or tends to do lately, why do they call themselves the American people? Because do they still count blacks as three-fifths of a vote?
She believes government is the problem and the free market is going to save everything in America.
Stacy Washington, Stacy on the Right.
It's the equivalent of shooting fish in a barrel.
This is the Stacy on the Right Show.
January 12, 1996.
Tonight, Hillary Clinton under siege. But there's now an avalanche of serious charges and sharp criticism of the First Lady, who has been called a congenital liar by a columnist. Her credibility and integrity on the line.
Well, the headlines this week dealt with records suddenly found and memos newly discovered, a paper trail that has led even some Clinton loyalists to wonder, is Hillary Clinton a liability? How did you get in this mess where your whole credibility is being questioned?
Oh, I ask myself that every day, Barbara, because it's very surprising and confusing to me.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Stacy on the Right on FM NewsTalk 97.1, 866-455-9797. It's time for another giveaway. We are going to give away The Conservative Case for Trump by Phyllis Schlafly. And we have 3 copies, so we will take callers 3, 6, and 9. So 866-455-9797 or 314-969-9797 if you want to win the book. And then we still have 2 T-shirts, 1 set of coasters, and dun, 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 we have the bullet push pins. We'll do those during the Second Amendment update. They're so nice. I have some sets at home of my own that I use to hold up my receipts and things that I'm planning on doing on my bulletin board, which is so cute. Yeah. So what we just heard was Hillary Clinton defending herself back in 1996. And the reason I played that clip for you guys is because this is a constant with the Clintons. They do not have scandal-free times in their lives. The reasons they're always being investigated is because they're always involved in double dirty dealings. They're always involved in it. Always. So there is no break. If you think FBI Director Comey is going to shut the door on the email probe, and he very well may, with the help of the collusion of the Obama administration and the DOJ, he might bury it. But then there's the Clinton Foundation, and then there's the other stuff. It's not going away. I mean, unless you're one of these people who thinks that all of us who are on the right should just be killed or wiped out. And yes, there are liberals who really believe that. I just wonder, you guys who are on the left and who are Democrats, how you can stomach the party that you're a part of. It's so dishonest. And I know there are good people who are Democrats. There are people who attend church and do wonderful things in the world who are Democrats. How do you stomach it? How do you do it? Just ignore it? Or do you think we're all liars? Even the most creative person couldn't make up all the stuff the Clintons have done. I mean, even the most creative person alive couldn't concoct the kinds of graft and theft and dirty dealing, lying, duplicity, all wrapped up in 2 people who are so hungry for power, they're literally running their own bodies into the ground. Hillary Clinton can't take 1 step without a man on each side to steady her. She can't even talk anymore without coughing. The coughing is back. And her husband looks like someone laid him down on one of those large industrial strength iron things. It's a big drum. It weighs like 600 pounds. And they roll sheet metal out with it. It looks like they laid him down on that thing and they rolled it over him a few times and then puffed a little bit of air back into him and sent him on his way.
Yeah, I think Bubba made too many trips to the island.
Oh my gosh. He looks horrifying. I mean, he looks like especially when he was in the same debate arena with the women that have accused him of rape, that one of whom has been paid off $899,000. The look on his face, it's been all over that picture of him. His face is to the front, but his eyes are to the side like, is that really them? He looks mortified. All right, we'll go to the phones really quickly. Hey, Lou, welcome to Stacy on the Right.
Hi, Stacy. Congratulations on 3 years. You've done wonderful.
Thank you.
Hey, I'm kind of veering just a little bit from what I had originally said to the screener, but just a curiosity question. Did you ever read Glenn Beck's book back before Glenn went crazy, The Overton Window?
No, but one of the kids did and gave me a synopsis of it, which I thought was pretty... Well, no, wait. That's the first one, right? The first one in that series? I did read it. I read it myself because of the kid's recommendation. Okay,
well, I consider it something that, even though it's a fiction book, it should be read because it's kind of coming true right before our eyes. And again, that was pre-Glenn Beck and or pre-Glenn Crazy Beck, but at the risk of sounding tinfoil, we have a press that is truly against us. And so my original question was, if Hillary is elected, where will we get our voice from as our platform slowly gets shut down?
Well, so I'll counter you that Overton window and raise you a republic. Okay, now my mind is drawn blank. I'm going to look this up while we're talking. Kurt Schlichter just wrote a book. It's an ebook, and I just read it. They sent it to me as a review copy, and I interviewed him on my daily show. And let me just tell you what the name of this book is. Where is it on his website? Here it is, books. It's fantastic. If you liked Overton Window, you've got to read this book. And then you maybe could call back into the show after you've read it and let me know what you thought about it. Oh, come on. What's going on, Kurt? Your website is showing a fatal error on line 2350. Oh, his website, is it down? What the heck? I'm going to get the title of that book for you. Kurt Schlichter, People's Republic. The name of the book is People's Republic. You can buy it on the Amazon. You can buy it on Amazon.com. And it's an ebook. So you download it to your whatever, and then you read it on your phone, your laptop. I read mine on a laptop. You can read it on your iPad, your Kindle, whatever. Read that one and then tell me what you think. It's a really good book. And it's a pretty easy read. It's like 200 pages or something.
Okay, is that SCHLI?
SCHLICTER, Kurt Schlichter, and
CHTER.
Yes, CHTER. SCHLICHTER, Kurt Schlichter. And the book you can find on Amazon, People's Republic. And it's fictional, but it's based in the idea like, Hillary Clinton wins the presidency, but now it's decades ahead. And something has happened. I don't want to ruin it for you, so I'm not going to tell you. Sure. Something's happened in the country, and now these people are living in this new reality, and it is amazing the way his mind was able to extrapolate out what happens when leftism is allowed to just run rampant.
Congratulations, Stacy. Thank you.
Thanks for calling into the show. All right. So we do have another giveaway. It's the coasters. If you'd like a set of Stacy on the Right Show coasters, you can call right now, 866-455-9797 or 314-969-9797. This is the second set, the last set for today, that is. And you need to be caller 17 in order to get those. Caller 17. So enjoy. If you are not watching the show on YouTube, you're missing out because you can see me. And you can go to my Facebook page. I have the link there. I have the link on Twitter. I also have the link on
97.1.
97.1. And so it's on YouTube, okay? But you can get there from our page at 971talk.com. So
/Stacy.
Yeah, /Stacy. So go there first, 971talk.com /Stacy. Go there, hit that one, and then it'll take you over to the YouTube page, and you can see me on the show. You can even see Andrew in the background screening all the calls. Okay, so let's get back to the show sheet. We have the poll report.
This is the Stacy on the Right Show, and it's your weekly poll report.
The poll numbers are in.
Yeah, the poll numbers are in. And guess what? They're all bad. At this point in the game, I actually don't remember a time where I've ever felt like every poll I read is just wrong. We heard the information from Nate Silver last hour where he talked about the Electoral College tipping a little bit towards Trump after the revelations with Comey, but Hillary's still having an advantage in the states. I want to just say to you, during this poll report, it's probably the only time we'll ever have a poll report like this, where I don't actually read you the polls, is it doesn't matter at this point. It's 2 days before the election, and the only thing that matters right now is if you get out and vote. And so Ken and I are sitting here, we're talking over the break at the top of the hour. And he was telling me about some people that he'd come into contact with who were saying, I'm just so sick of all this, I'm not even going to vote. This is the thing that I want to discourage you from. I want to encourage you to do the opposite of that. If you're frustrated, if you're upset, if you're burnout on all of this, if you're up to your neck with it and if one more person says Trump or Clinton to you, you're just going to scream, by all means, go to your bedroom and grab your pillow, scream into it. Punch it a few times, then fluff it back up and put it back in its proper place and vote on Tuesday. I can't stress enough how important it is that we have everybody vote. And I know there are people who listen to this show who aren't going to vote the way I want them to because they're on the left. I don't care about that. I really want everybody who is capable of voting to vote so we have the most accurate representation of what Americans want on Tuesday. And so, by all means, all y'all who are on the right, vote on Monday and Tuesday. No, I'm kidding. Don't vote on Monday and Tuesday. Here in Missouri, you can only vote on Tuesday anyway because we don't have early voting. But vote. That's how you can express your frustration. That's how you can make DC hear you. You can make them hear you. You can, and And by all means, because we don't have straight ticket voting here in Missouri, dip and dodge all over that thing. Vote for the people that you most feel will do what the platform they ascribe to says they're supposed to do. And if it's someone who's been there a while and they haven't performed, don't feel bad about voting for their opponent. I have a voter guide up by Lisa Panette. It's on stacyontheright.com. It's on the front page. You can go over there and find it, print it out, and take it with you if the ballot measures are a bit much for you. But by all means, take your frustration to the ballot booth and vote, vote, vote.
And the women that I was talking with, they were very frustrated because they hear it. They hear everything. And they hear people saying, well, women aren't voting for Donald Trump. Well, all three of these particular women were wanting to vote for Donald Trump. And two of them said, I'm just so fed up. I said, you've got to be fed up. Be fed up and then go vote.
He's right. So if you have anything within you, you know what I mean? There's just no excuse this time. I know every time, I always encourage people to vote every time, but this time there's just no excuse. Unless you're chained up somewhere, held captive, there's no excuse for not voting. You got to get out there and do this. So that's the poll report, as odd as it sounded just then. There's no numbers in there. A Gateway Pundit has Trump up 6 points. Real Clear has an average with him behind by 3 points. So meaning turnout is the number one factor. In some of the swing states, the Democrats are ahead in early voting. But the early voting people for Democrats, those are the hardcore people who are going to vote no matter what. You know, they're in it to win it. The question is, how many of those Bernie voters are going to get on this thing and vote? For Hillary.
And I don't understand that either, because of the things that she and the DNC did to Bernie Sanders. If I were voting for Bernie Sanders originally, there's no way that I would be voting for anybody who represents the DNC or Hillary Clinton herself. There's no way I would.
I had to agree with you. I mean, there's a place where you get fed up. And if I'd found out that Ted Cruz, who I voted for in the primary, I'm kind of glad he didn't win now, but at the time I voted for him in the primary. If I'd found out that Ted Cruz didn't win because of RNC, workarounds, that he was sabotaged, I wouldn't vote for the top of the ticket either. I wouldn't vote for a Democrat. I mean, I do have some standards, but I wouldn't vote for the Republican. Not if I felt the election result wasn't brought about in a fair way, a legal way. Forget fair, legal. They actually broke their own rules the way they suppressed him. I vote, people, vote. Don't worry about the polls at this point. They could come out with a poll tomorrow that says Hillary Clinton. There are polls out there, actually. That's what I was going to say. I'm so glad I remembered that. There are polls out there that show Hillary Clinton has a 99% chance of winning.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Well, then why should we vote?
Why vote? That's the point of that.
Is this America or what?
And that's the point of that, Ken. And that's the point. If you listen to that, you're going to be like, well, you know how busy my Tuesday is? Every Tuesday's busy for me. I mean, every Tuesday. I don't have a free Tuesday. That's my big day for the week. Why not just not go on there? Why? I mean, do you understand? I have to go stand in line and then show my ID and then work with that machine, verify it this time, because now there's all this, we're all worried about our votes not being counted properly by the deadly machine.
Oh, I'm doing paper ballot.
Or do a paper ballot, which takes longer.
I have always done it. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't trust it. I'm doing paper ballot, just making sure.
I'm with you. I actually have a note to myself that I'm supposed to take a paper ballot. So I'm with you. I don't want people to fall into that trap. Don't be 5 years from now or 10 years from now thinking to yourself, that's a vote I should have taken.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Multiply that out. And why is it so important that I keep stressing it? Because I stressed it last hour too. Because this is a huge audience. We have a fantastic audience on this show. And I'm so grateful to all of you. But I want to encourage you not to fall out of the race at this point. Get in that booth and vote.
Yep.
Vote the platform. Forget about these people. Vote the platform. All right, 866-455-9797. When we get back, we are going to talk about the top Hillary Clinton lies. Yes, I have a compilation of those for you. Stay right there.
This is the Stacy on the Right Show.
Hey, FM NewsTalk 97.1 wants your voice to be heard on November 8th.
No matter who you think is the best candidate, every vote counts.
It's our responsibility as citizens of this great country to exercise our right to vote.
Do your part and vote on Tuesday, November 8th.
Or if you're a Hillary fan, vote November 9th.
Hunting for that perfect home can be quite daunting. Call Vincent Mortgage first and let us guide you through the process. We have over 25 years of experience helping families purchase their new home in as little as 8 days. Find us on Facebook, download our app, or visit vincentmortgage.com for great information on how to reach all your family's financial goals. Vincent Mortgage, 314-839-9999.
Come visit us at 12801 Flushing Meadows Drive, St. Louis, Missouri, 63131. NMLS number 225095.
Hey everybody, Stacy on the Right for Piasa Armory. This is Piasa Armory at PIASAARMORY.com, PiasaArmory.com, 618-433-AR15. Listen, they've moved. They have a brand new facility that rocks. It has a gun range in it. It's 3685 East Broadway, totally the other end of town from the old one. Nowhere near the Lincoln Douglas Monument. The holiday season, they're a drop-off spot for Toys for Tots, and their website's about to change. They'll have promo codes soon, so check us out for those. They have the Gunsmith for $40 for a half hour. They're open 7 days a week, Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 7, or Sunday, 12 to 6. And their website is just phenomenal. 70,000 items direct to you. They have the new price on concealed carry, and they have the first responder and military pricing on Smith & Wesson, Sig Sauer, Beretta, FN, and CZ. It's $150 for the concealed carry course or $75 for formal military or other qualified training. PiasaArmory.com, 618-433-2715.
Are you putting your money into an IRA, pension, or 401k? Then I hope you're prepared to lose 30, 40, 50% or more of your retirement savings, because it's not a question of if the market crashes again. It's a question of when. It's going to happen. Did you know there is a way you can protect and grow your wealth safely and predictably every single year? The people using this approach didn't lose a penny when the market crashed in 2000 or 2008, and they won't lose a penny in the next crash. In fact, their money will continue to grow safely year in and year out, even when stocks, real estate, and other investments tumble. A free report detailing this savings program is now available. This free report shows how you can get guaranteed growth, safety, and wealth-building power without risking your retirement in the Wall Street casino. This is the best way to have a 100% secure retirement. It far outperforms any IRA or 401k. To get this free report, visit bankonyourself.com. That's bankonyourself.com. Bankonyourself.com.
Hi, you can't see me because of radio, and I can't see you because I'm totally blind. My blindness doesn't hold me back, but I fight to stay awake during the day because I'm not sleeping through the night. Often I struggle to concentrate and just keep up. Sound familiar? You're not alone. But this is not a sleep disorder. It's actually non-24. Learn about the link between total blindness and your symptoms. Visit learnmorenon24.com or call 855-856-2424.
Sponsored by Vanda Pharmaceuticals.
If you're retiring in the next 5 years, we need to talk. Hi, I'm Bob Stockdale, First Vice President Investments with Stifel and host of On the Money, heard every Saturday from 11 till noon on FM NewsTalk 97.1. Retirement is a huge step, and when it comes to investing your retirement assets, you can't afford to make mistakes. It's vitally important that you work with an experienced professional to guide you through the important retirement decisions. If you're retiring soon, let's meet to develop a clear plan for your retirement goals. Your meeting is an opportunity to understand your retirement options and receive my personal recommendation on how you should proceed. Of course, your consultation is free of charge and requires no obligation on your part. If you're retiring in the next 5 years, now is the time to review your plan. To schedule your free retirement plan review, visit bobstockdale.com or call me at 636-448-7655. That's bobstockdale.com or 636-448-7655. Stifel, member NYSE and SIPC.
This guy, we have to close the deal.
Not equipped to be president.
Election 2016 happens right here.
I am sick and tired of the negative, dark.
She's totally unhinged. We don't want any of that.
We cannot take our eye off the ball here.
Complete coverage.
The fate of the world is teetering.
On FM NewsTalk 97.1.
Look at Hillary.
And 97.1talk.com.
Talk lines are open now at 314-969-9797.
or 866-455-9797. This is Stacy on the Right.
I think that Democrats saw the Clintons and Mrs. Clinton as the woman who was going to raise a lot of money and possibly have the best chance to win. I don't think that they were fully aware of all of the baggage that she had explicitly, but they should have known there was baggage lurking because, as you say, it's the Clintons. And by the way, on this whole Comey thing, it is so fascinating to watch a lot of the media just running completely with the Democrat talking point here that, oh boy, Comey's under fire, Comey's created a mess. No, I think that Trey Gowdy said it very well yesterday. Jim Comey did not make Mrs. Clinton set up an unsecure, improper server in her basement. He didn't make her lie about it to the American people for a year and a half. He didn't make Huma Abedin not turn over, apparently, a laptop to the FBI. This is a mess that Hillary Clinton made, and for the Democrats who have spent 5 months lavishing praise on the integrity and the professionalism of James Comey to turn around. Harry Reid himself said no one can question his integrity. Except for me, I'll accuse him of possibly violating federal law. Harry Reid is a clown. He's a cynical actor whose time in Washington, thank God, is almost over.
Yeah. Wow. Welcome back to Stacy on the Right show. I love that takedown because we can't see the backside of Harry Reid fast enough or soon enough, or it just can't happen fast enough. I mean, there's just no way to describe the damage he's done to this country serving for as long as he has. The people of Nevada, how could you? How could you? So now he's finally going to be gone, and please just let the person who's replacing him not be as horrific as he is. That's a horrible wish. I should be wishing for someone fantastic. I'll settle for someone not as bad as him. How about that? Thank God we don't live in Nevada. I mean, I would never move there because the representation that comes out of there is just, it's like, what kind of place is it that all the people that come out of there, that's the representative, this man who sounds like Piglet from Winnie the Pooh and is literally the devil's brother.
And they were one of the states that were hit hardest in 2008, and they still voted for him to get back in.
So, and also I'm on Twitter with this black lady who is saying that I should feel threatened by the Donald Trump supporters who've never threatened me. I should feel threatened by Trump supporters because I'm black and Republicans because I'm black. Never mind the fact that all the threats that I get, the death threats, rape threats, everything under the sun threats, they all come from Democrats. All of them. I've never received a threat from a Republican. Every threat I've received is from a Democrat. And I'd say 50% of them, maybe 70% of them, I'd have to go back and look, 70% of them are from black Democrats. And they're not, these aren't like lighthearted things. These are things that I've actually forwarded over to the police. That's how serious these threats look. And she's actually, just like so many of you out there in the audience who think you're so high and mighty and that Donald Trump is so awful, you're in the deplorable group. The people who send me the death threats and horrible, disgusting, nasty things they send to me in my email, on all of my pages. They post it on my blog. They post it on Facebook where my kids can see. Those are Democrats doing that. That's you guys. And I've never once had someone who's trying to get me to admit that the Republicans are racist. When I tell them about the things that Democrats call me, they've never once said, oh, well, I'm sorry about that. Or, oh, wow, I didn't realize that was going on. That shouldn't happen to you. What I get back is, well, the Republicans are the ones who want to put us back in chains. Republicans don't have to put us in chains. Republicans don't have to send blacks back to Africa because with the abortion rate in the black community, it's cheaper to leave black people here in the United States. And if we keep the abortion rate up, no one ever has to kill a black person. It's the black death rate from black on black crime. Couple that with the abortion rate, and we will put ourselves and we will extinct ourselves. We'll completely demolish our own population on our own. So the minute you stop blaming everything that's wrong in the black community on some invisible Republican white guy and start acknowledging the fact that we have some systemic, endemic problems in the black community and they have to be solved by us, that's when we get somewhere. But until then, keep your little whiny comments to yourself. Unbelievable. Hey, Tyler. Welcome to Stacy on the Right show.
Hi, Stacy. How are you?
Not bad. How about you?
Good, good. I wanted to let you know I do enjoy your show. I like how it's on Sundays. Usually you have, like, Saturdays is horrible to listen to this station. I'm sorry, but it's all medical and everything like that. Not very interesting. But anyway, I do appreciate listening to it. I am a former Bernie Sanders supporter that you had spoke of.
Wow.
But I do consider myself an independent, and I have already voted for Donald Trump. I voted absentee.
All right.
Wow.
Last week.
How'd you get there? How'd you get from Bernie to Trump?
Okay, well, that's an interesting question. Seeing Hillary Clinton as an opponent the entire primary season, I had every reason I needed to vote for Bernie Sanders. But I am an independent who leans Republican, but I admired Bernie Sanders' passion. In fact, when I saw him in St. Charles County, when he showed up on March 15th, he was hoarse. He had given so many speeches, and he was really passionate about it. But Donald Trump, on the other hand, there are similar policy positions that they both have as far as consideration of trade and things like that. But I am 22. I have already voted. Like I said, I voted absentee for Donald Trump. That wasn't any problem for me. You see, I wasn't completely disheartened this time around either. 4 years ago, I supported Ron Paul. And what the media did was far worse to him. Now, of course, I don't believe the Republican Party or the Republican National Committee did things quite to the extent as they did to Bernie Sanders. I'm sorry, the DNC did to Bernie Sanders. But I know what the media does. I mean, they would put him on the edges of the stage to where he wouldn't be seen. He'd be cropped out. So, I was disheartened by that race. But as far as Bernie Sanders go, I'm not a first-time voter. I had voted before, and I wasn't completely disheartened. So, I mean, if anything, that's going to give me more conviction, and I hope other millennials listening out there will give them more conviction to go out and just show their frustration towards Hillary Clinton and what she had done. But then on the other hand, Bernie Sanders, standing there and tugging his tail between his legs and supporting her in the end after all that, with his positions on Wall Street and everything like that. She's Wall Street's best friend,
Yeah. I'm sorry that you had to go through that, but I'm really grateful that you decided in the end to vote for Donald Trump. I really believe it's about the party platform and whether or not there's anything in it that you can support. Because it's the people that we have representing both sides right now. It's clearly not who the majority of Americans would have chosen, but the primary voters are the ones who put those two people in charge. So we have to go with what's there. We can't keep wishing that we had two different people. Thank you so much for explaining that. That's an interesting perspective, especially, coming from where you are, where you're not a first-time voter, but you were definitely for Bernie Sanders. Thanks for sharing that.
You're welcome.
Thanks. Okay. And thanks for listening. Wow. That was a really interesting interchange.
Sure was.
It's interesting to hear how he came from, he heard Bernie Sanders in person and he liked his passion and the policies. And then afterwards, after learning what happened and then seeing Bernie's reaction, then he moved over to Trump.
I think economically it makes sense.
Yeah.
They differ in, of course, a lot of other things, but
right.
Economically, I think that trumps most other things.
That's true. That's true. For those people who like to bring up the fact that Donald Trump had 4 bankruptcies, out of 600 businesses, 596 businesses, something like that, that's a fantastic record.
Yeah.
So the Trump stakes didn't work, but 500 and something other things, almost 600 other things did work and are still working. Amazing. I'd rather have someone with a record like that than someone who has 650,000 some odd emails that we'll never, ever get to take a look at, to her credit. Hasn't created one job and hasn't ever, besides the people who work for her, like her maid, who she had printing out her classified documents. Yeah. Did you see that story? Hillary Clinton had her maid printing out her classified documents at home. I know. You're just, you're like,
are you
what?
kidding me?
No. I tell you, that's the story. That's the story.
Like whether they were classified or not?
Yes. In fact, here it is. I printed it out to make sure that, because it's unbelievable. Okay. Clinton instructed her housekeeper to print out emails, including classified materials, at her Washington residence, FBI memos reveal. She regularly instructed Marina Santos to print government emails. Santos, a Filipina immigrant, worked at Clinton's residence in Washington. Clinton asked her aides to forward material onto Santos to print at home. They included classified materials that Santos didn't have clearance for. Donald Trump said in Iowa that Clinton was completely jeopardizing the national security of the United States, and he said there's little doubt that the FBI would gather enough evidence for indictments against Hillary Clinton and her inner circle. Well, I mean, that was before the Comey announcement.
Wow.
Wow. Okay, so we're going to go to break now, and when we get back, we will get back with that top Hillary Clinton lies, and I still have more stuff to give away, and the phones. We'll get back to the phones, so you guys stay right there. Stacy on the Right show, 3rd anniversary show. We're just rocking it, having a great time. I have on my polka dot dress for the celebration of the century. Yeah, we'll be right back.
This is the Stacy on the Right show.
Log on to 971talk.com/Allman and you can watch the show live on the Arrowhead Building Supply Studio Cam. Use your mobile device or computer to join the Allman in the Morning live stream. Arrowhead Building Supply Studio Cam, 971talk.com/Allman.
The Monster Energy Supercross 2017 season is here. On race day, preparation turns into determination, and the world's greatest riders give it everything they've got.
It's all about going to battle, for you. You're the guy that lays it on the line.
I want to see all that heart you got. Here comes a gate drop.
Get tickets at participating Yamaha dealers and at Ticketmaster.com. Additional fees apply. Monster Energy Supercross, coming to the Dome at America Center April 1st.
Distinctive Diamonds celebrates our first anniversary with a huge 3-day, $20 million store-wide sale. This weekend, for 3 days only, you get the amazing value price Distinctive is known for. Plus, an extra 20% off virtually everything. Rings, earrings, pendants, bands, bracelets. It's our first sale ever, and the values are amazing. Plus, get 12 months zero-interest financing on any purchase. Don't miss it. This Friday, Saturday, and yes, even open Sunday. Huge store-wide savings at Distinctive Diamonds at City Place.
Parents, if your son is not succeeding in high school or middle school, Missouri Military Academy could be the solution.
Our son Adam was a kid that had everything going for him, but he ran into a brick wall in high school. He needed to make a change.
The Missouri Military Academy, because of the small and intimate class sizes, highly qualified and experienced instructors, it was such an amazing fit.
Missouri Military Academy provided Adam with the tools that he really needed.
Register now for their December open house. Visit MissouriMilitaryAcademy.org.
Spend an evening with the most stirring and powerful blend of rock and classical music ever heard. Trans-Siberian Orchestra's Ghosts of Christmas Eve, presented by Hallmark Channel. December 4th, 2 shows at Scott Trade Center. Buy your tickets now at LiveNation.com, the venue box office, and Ticketmaster. A portion of the proceeds benefits Shriners Hospitals for Children. Trans-Siberian Orchestra's Ghosts of Christmas Eve.
Frank Cusimano for Tammy Mitchell Hines & Company Real Estate. She is ranked as the #1 independent real estate team by the Real Estate Association of Southwestern Illinois. They sell a house every 30 hours. Her only agenda is her client's happiness because buying a home is the most expensive investment. She also likes to find out what your goals are and not hers. Communication is key in buying a home, and once you talk to Tammy, you will soon find out why she is the best. She has so many ways that differ from the norm, such as being able to use her moving truck for free. She comes from technology background, and this is huge for her clients as she uses her website and social media to help sell homes. Buying a home shouldn't be a transaction, but more about a relationship and trust. Tammy Mitchell Hines & Company Real Estate. She won the Realtor of the Year award by the Realtor Association of Southwestern Illinois. For more information, go to the website, calltammy.com.
Thank you for making Suntrup Kia the top choice in St. Louis. Now it's our turn to pass the savings on to you. Make no payments for 5 full months, plus 0% financing for up to 66 months on select models, like the 2017 Kia Sorento.
Trade up.
The 2016 Forte or Kia Soul for only $99 a month. It's the highest ranked compact vehicle in initial quality. Drive one home for just $99 a month on a lease or buy for $12,995. We have financing options for everyone. We can get you approved today. Trade up at Suntrip Kia for a new Kia today during the holidays on us sales event. Make no payments for 5 full months plus 0% APR financing for 66 months. Suntrip Kia is a win-win for St. Louis.
In South County or centrally located on Manchester Road. Approved credit, lease 36-month lease with $24.99 due at signing, plus tax license acquisition fees, 0 security deposit, negative equity applied to new loan. Payment includes all available factory rebates. No payments and 0% APR through KMFC. For J.D. Power award information, visit jdpower.com. Offers not in combination, expires end of month.
Jamie Allman in the morning.
If you want to get a good gauge of the futures of George Will and Britt Hume, just look up the woolly mammoth and the saber-toothed tiger.
On FM News Talk
97.1.
Talk lines are open now at 314-969-9797 or 866-455-9797. This is Stacy on the Right.
Here tonight to a contractor working for the NSA who is now under arrest this evening, accused of stealing top secret material on our nation's security and storing it at his home. Our senior justice correspondent Pierre Thomas tonight.
This is the home where Harold Martin III is accused of illegally keeping some of the nation's top secrets, stolen from the agency deploying the nation's most cutting-edge intelligence technology, the NSA. Neighbors stunned.
It's a shock to everybody. Well, next thing you know, I've seen FBI jackets and, police, state police.
Martin, a contractor at the same company that Edward Snowden worked for, is being held at an undisclosed location after the August raid that recovered classified documents and digital media, material so sensitive prosecutors warned that if divulged, they would cause exceptionally grave damage to the national security of the United States.
Once it's out of NSA, anyone can get it.
Sources tell ABC News the FBI suspects Martin stole critical computer codes that the NSA uses to hack foreign adversaries. So far, the FBI is not accusing Martin of espionage, but sources tell ABC News the probe is far from over.
And Pierre Thomas with us live tonight. And Pierre, the FBI says Martin admitted to taking the material?
Yes, David, they claim he acknowledged taking the material when confronted, but tonight his lawyers say that he loves his country and would never betray it.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Stacy on the Right Show. Let's do a quick giveaway. I just showed you on our YouTube page the 2 shirts that are being given away tonight. The first one is a size large men's cut Stacy on the Right Show t-shirt. It's a Gildan Dry Blend size large. And it is the Second Amendment, has nothing to do with hunting. Molon Labe. That's what the shirt says on the front. If you want this size large men's cut Stacy on the Right Show shirt, you need to be caller 22, 866-455-9797 or 314-969-9797. Let's go to the phones. Hey, Rick, welcome to Stacy on the Right.
Hey, good morning. Can you hear me back there?
How are you? You're over in Europe, huh?
Yeah, I'm I say halfway back to work, but then again, if I go back over there to the Himalayas, because I've been there so many years, I don't mind in some ways if I don't go back. And that
right.
Afghanistan, that is. But anyway, I'm here listening to you on the computer since I don't think you all got a shortwave radio signal.
No, we don't.
Yep. So anyway, yeah, I just wanted to say a few things. Like you heard about what's the most scariest spook house back there in America, right?
Nope. What is it?
It's called Hillary's America.
All right. Thanks for calling the show, Rick. And let's quickly go to Darren so we can clear out these lines. Hey, Darren, welcome to Stacy on the Right.
How you doing, Stacy?
Not bad.
Hey, I'm a retired Marine down here in Cape Girardeau, and the way I look at this is the fact that we're $20 trillion in debt. Our debt has increased 25% in 4 years, and people are not paying attention to that. Not to mention the fact that we just have an abundance of problems that we're facing, and it's like nobody's paying attention to this, and we're looking at this. We're not looking at this logically. We're looking at all this emotionally. And we've got 4 Supreme Court justices possibly that could be replaced, 3, 1 definitely, and it will change us for the rest of my life if we get her in there.
Right.
And our immigration policy, that's changed since 1965. If we don't get a handle on that, this is the last time we would even possibly have a Republican president.
Yeah.
And I think people need to really seriously think about this. I know that it's easy to promise things. People want things for free, and they believe all this. The bottom line, if our economic infrastructure, if that's not addressed, we're going to wake up one day and our money value and all of our assets and everything we hold will probably take a 50% drop in one day, and our buying power. The markets will correct us.
All right.
That's
thanks so much, Darren, for calling, and fantastic comment. Thank you. Steve, welcome to Stacy on the Right.
Hi, Stacy.
Hey.
Hey, first I want to tell you happy anniversary.
Thank you.
You're quite welcome. I was whenever I turned this on, I heard you going on about how Democrats are, how the roots you specifically and things like that, and talk about change or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I have a shirt, and I want to pass it on to you, and it would be great if you have one made say the same thing. But anyway, it says, "I would rather be conservative and free than be a liberal in chains." Because that is exactly what these people are voting for themselves, and it doesn't matter what color the skin is. It's a idea thing. You know what I mean? It's intellectual.
I agree. I think but that's the difference. I understand that most people who are liberals don't feel that they're in chains at all. But if you listen to what they say about black people, there's a video out that I think I shared recently on Facebook on the page where it talks about the liberals. They're young liberals on a college campus describing blacks as people who are all felons. The state of Florida is full of black felons who can't vote because they're felons. Blacks may have phones, but they don't have enough money for data plans. That's why, they can't get IDs. They can't get IDs because they don't know where the place is to get the IDs. Right. And they're too poor to get the IDs because they can't afford them. And I'm saying I'm black, but I'm saying they because these things don't apply to me. So when I hear liberals say these things over and over and over again about how blacks can't get IDs, and that's why voter ID is racist. You hear the racism, but it's not coming from the right. It's not voter suppression. Exactly. It's liberals literally out of their own mouths pouring out the most racist, low thought process statements about black people. And they do it in the softest, kindest voices with the best intentions, not understanding that if you're just listening to them, you understand that they are big, huge racists. They think that black people are incompetent and unable to do the same things that other people in this country can do. And so I agree with you. It's a thought process being in chains, but they're still chains. And for goodness sakes, wake up. Black people hack into things. Black people are in IT in outrageous numbers. We have a larger percent in IT than in other markets. We're overrepresented in that job sphere. Black people know where the DMV is. Black people can afford a $16 fee for an ID. Blacks are not incompetent babies who need to be taken care of by the liberals. And so great point, and sounds like a fantastic shirt.
And one more thing. I would rather listen to you for an hour or 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever, than listen to Megyn Kelly for 15 minutes.
Oh, well, you're really kind. Thank you very much.
Right,
have a great night. Wow. Okay, so I'm going to get back onto the show sheet. I want to quickly just run down. Chicago police are solving less than 1 in 4 murder investigations. The Chicago Cubs' victory in the World Series finally gave the Windy City something to celebrate, and they certainly need it. The rest of the news has been pretty dismal with they're on track to pass the 700 mark on the body count. That's more than enough to keep any city's homicide unit busy, but the Chicago cops simply aren't keeping up with the caseload. Another report out of the Washington Post shows that the Chicago PD has a clearance rate on murder cases that is less than 1 out of every 4. I'm reporting that because what about that will change if Hillary Clinton gets elected? What about that changes? Nothing. What about the weekend carnage? Sometimes 30, 40 people being shot in a weekend, children losing their lives walking down the sidewalk. Will that change if Hillary Clinton's elected? No. So don't even think about talking to me about the legality of stop and frisk or whether or not it works. Just think about the almost 5,000 people who are black who are alive in New York City because Rudy Giuliani implemented stop and frisk. Do I agree with it? Do I want to be stopped and frisked? No. But how much more of this can we take? It's a killing field, Chicago, and Barack Obama's done nothing to stop it. And so if you're planning on voting for someone else who's the second iteration of Barack Obama, then you must be fine with all those black people getting killed. Black Lives Matter. Let's give away another T-shirt. Caller number 9, 866-455-9797, 314-969-9797. That is the other shirt that says, "Silly liberals, chicks can defend themselves." You'll love that shirt. So get in the call queue and see if you can win it. So here is the top 10 list of Hillary's lies. I'm going to have to run through it pretty quickly because I still have the Second Amendment update. Maybe I should do that first. Let's do the Second Amendment update first.
The Second Amendment, sponsored by Piasaw Armory, not your average gun shop. Find out how they're different. Visit PiasawArmory.com today.
It's the Stacy on the Right show, and this is the Second Amendment Report.
Hey, guess what? At the end of this, I'm going to give away those 380 auto push pins, so stay right there with me. So Seattle won't release its gun tax data to the public, and you can probably guess why. In 2016, this year, this was the first year that Seattle began collecting a highly controversial gun violence tax on the sale of all firearms and ammunition in the city. The thinly veiled attempt to shut down gun sales survived one court challenge and is currently waiting appeal on the state's Supreme Court. The tax was ostensibly passed to fund a program the Harborview Medical Center designed to reduce the after effects of gun violence. The city is refusing to release the tax data to the media. How much has Seattle collected from this tax? The subject is the reason why a lawsuit has been filed by reporter Dave Workman and the Bellevue-based Second Amendment Foundation in September. So, listen. The big deal here is that the tax revenue remains untouched and the hospital is instead getting the money for its gun violence program from the city's general fund, which is a misappropriation of dollars. But the biggest deal here is that these people think taxing law-abiding citizens will stop criminals from stealing guns and using them to kill people. And it's more foolishness. And if you think it's foolish in Seattle, imagine a Hillary Clinton presidency where she would pack the court with people who believe these same dumb, idiotic ideas, who would then spread those things across this great nation. Don't let that be. Do not allow that to be. All right, let's talk about her lies. Just have about a minute left. Top lies, scams, hustles, and deceit by Hillary Clinton. Donald Trump says she lies like crazy. Well, everybody says that she lies like crazy. Nearly 20 years ago, Pulitzer Prize-winning columnist William Safire wrote, "Americans of all political persuasions are coming to the sad realization that Hillary Clinton is a congenital liar." Here's a refresher course. She says she landed in Bosnia under sniper fire. Lies. She complained that she and her husband left the White House broke. Actually, they left with contracts for lecture and speeches worth $20 to $30 million. As a junior senator, Hillary voted to authorize the war in Iraq, but when it became unpopular, she said she didn't. When Hillary was running in 2008, she told the editorial board of Nassau, the leading New Hampshire newspaper, that she favored a plan to give driver's license to illegal immigrants. She later said she never said that. Hillary approved an unethical and probably illegal sweetheart deal for her closest aide, Huma Abedin, allowing her to receive a $135 a year salary from the State Department while she was being paid as a member of the board of the Clinton Foundation. And she worked as a $335,000 a year outside consultant to a firm founded by someone else. So another lie. Hillary refused to designate the notorious al-Qaeda-linked Nigerian Islamist group Boko Haram as a terrorist organization. And one of them was a major contributor to the Clinton Foundation. He asked her not to, so she didn't. I have so many more of these. I'll have to tweet out the link. And this is another show. Can you believe the show is over, you guys?
Happy 3 years.
3 years. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you to Jeff Allen for letting me be on the air. And thanks to Ken for rocking it out with you every week. And Andrew.
Thank you, Stacy.
All right, you guys, we'll be back here next week on Sunday night. See you then.
This is the Stacy on the Right Show.
Could we possibly cram any more people on this bus?
You know, if that seat wasn't occupied by an exhausted backpack, we could get one more over there.
Yeah, we could all lay down in the aisles, stack like pancakes.
Yeah, we're halfway there. It's like a jigsaw puzzle of human extremities in here.
And of course, my phone's dying. I'd love to just put my earbuds in and listen to my favorite radio show.
Yeah, try to forget you're hurtling through space in a tin can with 50 mouth-breathing strangers.
Exactly.
Hey, try the Next Radio app. It picks up local radio using 75% less battery than streaming apps.
Seriously?
Hey, would I lie to you at a time like this?
Well, I mean, I don't actually know you.
Hey, have faith, citizen.
What's that smell? Oh, who took their shoes off?
When battery life is crucial, but so is your entertainment, download the Next Radio app on any Samsung Galaxy S7, S7 Edge, and Note 7 phone. Live and local, wherever you go. And now available on every carrier.
My best friend Jenny came over for coffee, said it's cold enough in here to play hockey. Well, my furnace broken, it's already late. Call Jerry Kelly, cause they're open till 8, jerrykelly.com. They'll be here quick and have you feeling good, jerrykelly.com. Cause your furnace will be running like it should. They're certified technicians, I've been told. Will help you when it's hot and help you when it's cold, jerrykelly.com. They're fast and they're good and they got it going on, jerrykelly.com.
Getting a great night's sleep is easier and more affordable than you might think. You don't need a new, expensive mattress or sleeping pills. You just need to change your sheets. Hi, I'm Scott Tannen, founder of Boll & Branch. We started Boll & Branch nearly 3 years ago to make the world's most comfortable sheets and to make it possible for everyone to afford to sleep better. What makes Boll & Branch sheets different is that they're meticulously crafted from pure 100% organic cotton. And because we only sell online, we've cut out all of the expensive retail markups. That's why our sheets cost less than half of what you'd pay in the store. Everyone who tries Boll & Branch sheets loves them. That's how we have thousands of 5-star reviews. The New York Times and Wall Street Journal have written about us, and even 3 U.S. presidents have Boll & Branch sheets. We guarantee you'll love them too. That's why we let you sleep on our sheets for 30 nights. If you don't, return them and get your money back. Plus, if you go to bollandbranch.com today, we'll give you $50 off your first set of sheets when you use promo code SLEEP. That's $50 off right now at bollandbranch.com. Spelled B-O-L-L and branch.com. Promo code SLEEP. That's bollandbranch.com. Promo code SLEEP.
If your business is looking to fulfill its goals of diversity and inclusion, Challenge Unlimited can help. This nonprofit organization develops collaborative partnerships with business, community, and government leaders to help people with disabilities learn new skills and earn a living wage. Let Challenge Unlimited help your business through customized programs that include staffing, custodial, groundskeeping, and other services. Quite simply, Challenge Unlimited provides independence through opportunity. Learn more at CUINC.
KFTK FM, Florissant. KFTK AM, East St. Louis. K254CR, St. Louis.
Powered by E3Wealth.com.
FM News Talk 97.1.
Fox News Radio. I'm Lisa Lacera.
Right now, she is being protected by a rigged system. It's a totally rigged system. I've been saying it for a long time.
Donald Trump in Michigan reacting to today's letter from FBI Director James Comey, which essentially closes the Hillary Clinton email investigation.
You can't review 650,000 new emails in 8 days. You can't do it, folks.
Trump in Michigan. Later tonight, he's in Pennsylvania. Clinton spokeswoman Jennifer Palmieri saying they're glad to put the investigation behind them as the candidate makes a final push across key swing states.
We have to begin listening to one another and respecting one another.